Welcome back to Grump's Barn, where today we shall be getting on with this bloody trike again. Yay! That fucking time I hear you all cry. Yeah. Anywho, I have had a very silly idea. You will see it in a moment. I've had an idea for the front forks. There will still be leading link as ever. But I think instead of square tubes, I might go for round ones. Maybe not just any round tubes. What do you think of them? 3.5 inch, 3mm thick, 1/8 inch to you people over the pond. Lampposts. Street lamps if you prefer. Yep, they were lampposts. Pretty solid. I shall see how they look. I think they might be just the thing. Okay, then they're not going to be, don't get me wrong, they're not going to be 8 foot bloody tall like these are. Which is 2.4 meters to people elsewhere. Yes, I've been buying things for this trike, and I shall show you a couple of other bits when I go through here. But first I'm going to have to turn this off because I need to go and open the door up in there and get some light in. That's better. Now we've got some light in here. I can show you my wonderful new headlamp holders that I just bought. Look at them. Dual headlamps will be in there some fucking how. And yes, for those of you who realise what these are, or don't realise what these are water feeders for cattle. 9 inches across. And probably a good 3 inches or so deep, maybe 4 inches even deep. Probably nearer 4. Obviously these flaps will have to come out. But I shall save those probably for using elsewhere. But I think they look perfect on the front of the forks with a headlight in each. And this sitting next to them is some wonderful metal that I've got hold of with this, all from a rather wonderful gentleman that lives not too far from here, who appears to be a magpie when it comes to metal and has an incredible amount of stuff. Wonderful guy, very helpful, and he's not taking the piss. If you want to buy any from him, he does it all at a good price, which is wonderful. Yeah, so this will be my new yokes. As you can see, it's pretty bloody thick. That is 20mm, which is only 5mm under the inch. In fact, it's nearly 21. Those are going to be lovely slab yokes. The 1/2 inch bits I got, well, in fact they weren't even 1/2 inch, they're not 13, they're 12mm I think, the other ones. I should be using one of those for the rear steering head, the one that I should be having the handlebars on, but I should use these at the front. Be far more impressive. And it means I've also got room probably to put a nice chamfer on the edges, which I wouldn't have been able to do with the other smaller bits. So yes, we have more bits. It's going to be a twat to cut this down. I don't want to use a chop saw for it because it would kill the blade in no time. Yes, it's going to be done with the good old angle grinder and lots of discs. Right, so today, that is not the thing we're doing today, obviously. Today, I start cutting this crap out. Seeing what we've got left. And working out the best way of getting this all fixed up again. Yep, so I should be cutting this outside out first, to cut all this out, across and up here, across here and down here, trying to leave this thing attached to the side here wherever I can. I don't want it to move if I can help it, otherwise it's going to be a lot more pissing about to get it sorted. So yeah, I'm going to clean all this up, see what we've got under here in the way of metal and what we haven't got. Now I can cut out some pieces, one to go on the back here, one to go flat on there, before I put another piece across here, and obviously end pieces either end to tie it in, and then get going on the other side after that. So without further ado, I'm going to go and turn the Jenny on, and we'll get the get a new grinding disc. My brain's going faster than my mouth today, definitely. So I get a new cutting disc on there, and start chopping this up and see what we've got. Well, there we go. Now this is cut out. You can see the metal in there is actually not too bad at all. Bugger all rust in there. Under here, we got a strengthener under there that feels absolutely fine. And it's all fine under there. No rot at all that I can see in that, which is very good. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to grind this back. It's a bugger to clean otherwise, but I need to also clean off this as well, see what sort of condition it's in. Hopefully I can just grind this back flat to that and weld straight onto here. That will make things a lot easier. Also got a bit of cleaning up to do over here. I've got a bit sticking out and a slight hole in the back. And the same this side. That just needs cleaning up. That'll be sorted once the new plate comes in at the back here. Can all be welded together. But I will probably put the back plate in before I even put this top one in here, I think. Right, well, as you can see, I've cleaned it back and whatever. I've cut the middle out. There was a hole in one bit of it. But as you can see, pretty solid. And inside, I don't know if you can see that, but there's no rust in there at all. Ignore the smoke. It got a bit warm when I was cutting it, obviously. Yeah. But there you go. I can weld onto that, no problem. I'll clean that metal up before the other bit goes on there. I've just got to sort these bits out where it's blown. Got to work out the best way of doing that without destroying the fucking attachment in the middle, which is fine. I think I might have to cut the side down some more. Cut down into this here and across on both sides. So when I stick this new back plate in here, it will form part of the side of this as well. Because I can weld then on either side or even both sides. Whatever I can bloody get at. Yeah, we're getting there. Well, there you go. As you can see, that's both sides cut out. Just leaving that middle bit. Just to hold it in place. That's got a teeny bit of rust in there that I'm going to whack a load of rust treatment on in a minute. As you can see, these were fucked. Blown to buggery. Even cleaning them up didn't make a lot of difference. It was just too far gone. It's not a problem. This chassis is built of 2mm steel. I should be using 3mm for the replacement stuff. Not a big difference, but it'll help. And seeing as this is going to be going through nowhere near the stresses it was built for, I could do it with fucking 1.5mm if I wanted to, I presume. Wouldn't make a hell of a difference, I wouldn't have thought, but no, I'll put 3mm in here, I've got plenty of it. Make it all nice and strong. The first things first, I'm going to have to rust treat this lot. And then weld it next time I'm here. Because there are little bits of it, and it won't hurt to slam a bit inside here as well. Even though it's pretty good, the condition of that, considering this was made in the 80s. 30 odd years old. Not bad at all. Right, let's get on with this. Well, there we go. We soaked the bit that was rotted with loads of rust treatment. There was only a very small amount left I couldn't quite get into. I'll leave that to soak in. I just covered everything else with a quick swidge of it as well. Doesn't do any harm. Leaves a coating behind it will stop it rotting until I come back down here to weld it up. There we go, it's one side ready to be welded. Well, almost. I've got to, obviously not ready to be welded completely. I've got to clean all this crap off, obviously, all around it before I weld. Yeah, obviously. But what I mean is I cut all the crap out now. So we have no rot at all on this side. It's ready for some new metal to go back in there. Wonderful. Then once I've done that, I can start on the other side. In case you've forgotten what that was like. There you go, look at the state of that. All completely wrong. But I didn't cut any of this off because I wanted this one left, so I've got a template basically of how the other side should look-ish. And I would do roughly the same as this. Again on that side, and now I can obviously do the same again here. Again, I haven't got a clue how much of this metal is going to be any good on the outside of here, but it's good to know that inside there is rot free. These sort of things normally get water in and they rot from the inside out, but there's not a mark inside there, and the metal on the end was absolutely perfect. Wow. Right, that'll do for now. Obviously when I do this side I won't cover it in the same sort of detail as I have with that one. Bit pointless, same thing all over again, isn't it? Right, that's me for now. We're back down here tomorrow when that's all done. But back in a couple of seconds for you. Well, there we go, that's the first patch sitting in place. It's not welded up properly yet. It's welded behind. I'll show you a little bit of that, but only a little bit because my welding is shit. Looks fucking horrible. Not going anywhere. But I made a big mistake as ever. It's called not checking your settings properly, or setting them up on a piece of scrap first before using a new welder you've only used once before and then only slightly. A big hole there. I blew a fucking great hole in it. And I've also got a slot underneath there where it doesn't quite fit, because even though I checked it for fit several times and it was bang on, when I put it on there I've obviously put it on at a very slightly different angle and I've left a slight gap. But never mind, I shall sort that out in a second. And once I've done that I can then get on with cutting out and welding in the next bit. Oh, and I don't know if you can hear that noise. I don't know, if you look where that bit of wood goes into the hole there, that's where all the noise is coming from. There's a starling nest in there. Noisy buggers. Anyway, let's get on with this. Oh, and before I forget, because I forgot to before tell you, The Freeloader did pass its MOT straight through with one advice. And no, that wasn't going fucking scrap it, although that would probably be very good advice. The advisory on it was that the other rear handbrake fucking clevis thing at the back, I think everything pivots on in there, is a bit sticky. The one I'd sorted out was fine, because I'd sorted it out, but the other one was now sticky. Yeah, can't win with that bugger. Anyway, that's enough of that fucking thing. Let's get on with this. Well, there we go. Most of that big hole has gone. I've just got a bit of a slot just at the back there I've got to fill in now. So that'll do for that. Once that's painted over, I won't even fucking notice. Although I do have this to deal with here. But I think I shall deal with that by chopping a little bit extra out. Because I haven't made the top plate yet. So I think I shall just chop this back in a straight line across here. It's obviously a bit weak anyway. It didn't have fuck all heat going anywhere near that and it's crumbled up. Yeah, I thought that was solid. Oh well, that's how it goes. Well, there we go. That's the second bit welded on. Not pretty, but it'll hold. Fucking annoyed about that weld at the back there. That looked so nice until I cleaned it off. Oh well, at least I got a fairly clean one along here, which is what counts. You'll be able to see that. This you won't be seeing anyway, it'll be hidden. So yeah, that's it for this one. And in fact, I'm going to make that the end of this video, I think. Knackered. And if you wondered about the old goggles, I found without them behind the welding mask, I couldn't see fuck all. Blind as a fucking bat. Yeah. So there you go. That's it for this one. All I've got to do now is put the cover over that and the two end pieces, and then that's that one done, and I can go on to the other side. Complete twat doing this though. I've been chasing fucking holes all over the place. I've been pissing about the settings and everything on this welder until I finally found something that wouldn't keep blowing fucking holes in the thinner stuff. Because even though it had no rust on it, it still thinned over the years. Well, no obvious rust, should I say, but it had obviously thinned out. There must have been some there somewhere, but I couldn't feel or see it. There you go. Such is life, or maybe I'm just a crap welder, but I am actually, and I know that. So until next time, people, well, I'll be back doing this yet again. I'll see you then. Bye.